What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, Commander fans? All right, welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of the Aftermath.
Hold on,
I
hold on.
have
I
a
got
special guest here. Okay,
hello.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you good now.
All right, bet. All right, welcome to another episode of Watch the Commanders, the Aftermath. All right, today I got a special guest, Jay in the house, another Commanders fan. And we're going to dive into that win that the Commanders took yesterday over the Green Bay Packers, and talk about the upcoming matchup between um, the Indianapolis Colts. So, Jay, how you felt about the win last night?
I mean, I felt that it was it was much needed. I think that I think Heineke has the pulse of the team, and I feel like that even though he's limited, the players love him. The players
Yeah,
on the team love him. You know what I mean? And to De'Ami Brown, or even though we did throw one, the touchdown to Terry, that's probably just about as deep as you're gonna get with Heineke for it to be accurate and on
yeah,
time. So even though it's limited, the offense could be limited. Stick to the run game, and we'll be good. I'm kind of mad that we don't use Gibson even more, because even though Robinson is the kind of the lead back or whatever, I think
yeah,
we need to use Gibson a little bit more, because Gibson been playing good, even though he can fumble, but he ain't
yeah.
been fumbling. He playing good.
I,
You
I
know,
think I think yesterday was an example of how to use both of them guys. I think
yep,
if they continue with that same mixture with both of them like that, I really see that the
yep,
offense is really will be more dynamic. Now, I know JD McKissick didn't get a lot of burn in the game because Robinson and Gibson was the hot hand.
mm-hmm.
So, and I think it's in some situations it's going to call for JD McKissick. You know what I'm saying? But yesterday was a situation where you had to go to Gibson because he was hot. Robinson was he was keeping the ball moving with them tough yards and stuff like that. Um, Now, like you said, that we didn't have the De'Ami Brown or Jahan Dotson. Now, if they was to play this week coming up, that will help Heineke even more because you're gonna have more options to get the ball to. Now, the offensive line did a pretty good job yesterday. They only gave up one sack, so that's I mean, that was very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
um,
agree.
so that's why I think Terry said it best yesterday. He said that you know they got some dogs there, and he said it's time for let them dogs eat. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, him and Heineke have chemistry, and that's what he said that he just want to have a quarterback that he got chemistry with. It's no knock on Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz been freezing this man out for the last four games.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, Carson Wentz only, even though Carson Wentz to throw a deep shot to him, get him a touchdown or whatever, the one he did in the first game, but
Yeah,
he don't be throwing hard to who the lead guy's supposed to be, man. That's the only he was like that. He's been like that everywhere he's been though. Even in Philly, he was like that. He only
yeah.
stayed in Philly, and that was his tight end, you know. So yeah, I'm not understanding, why, why I don't know, man. I think if Hines play well, game coming up, I don't think feel it. Now,
Yeah, I agree.
uh,
I think I think Heineke will play better. He got that first game out of his system now. and he could go into the next game prepared. I mean, I have us beating the Colts regardless. Um, but now that everybody's coming back healthy, the offensive line's starting to get a little healthy, get a little bit more rhythm with them. So I think we can catch our stride at the right time by being healthy completely across the board. Because to be honest, that's something that we never had, a whole complete healthy team down the stretch. Man, he must have got his mic off. But but definitely got. Can you hear me? But definitely Heineke,
Can you hear me?
he did. Yeah, I can hear you now. Um, definitely
Yo.
what I was saying was I think that we starting to get healthy a little bit more. And I said that was something that we haven't been in a long, long time. Healthy across the board.
Yeah.
So um, now I want to shoot an idea to you. Now, um, for Chase he might be able to practice this week, and if he practice, he have an opportunity to play this weekend against the Colts. What you think about Chase moving to linebacker, since we have a need for linebacker and Abada has been playing well at that defensive end position, and using Chase as another linebacker?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Yeah, man. That was a good point, man. I just think that Heineke is gonna be, depends on, what's going on with this offensive line.
mm-hmm.
What's going on? Depending on with this offensive line and depending on with the offensive line and depending on what happens with Wentz, if Wentz gets back, start practicing, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, maybe he should play or maybe he shouldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Heineke
Yeah.
plays well, I think that they'll, if he doesn't play well, I think they'll go to Howe.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go with Wentz.
But I think it's Heineke's job to lose right now. I think it's his job to use. I think he was just waiting till something happened with Wentz, and then he was able to get back in there. I tossed a question to you. You probably didn't hear me. I said, they, they have Chase Young slated to hopefully to practice this week, and
Mm-hmm.
if he practices this week and everything goes good, he most likely be able to play this weekend. And I was actually I throw a question to you about what you think about um Chase Young. They moving him to linebacker.
No, man. No, man. We need to, they need to move him around like how Dallas move around Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we need to move around Chase Young, man. They move him in the DM, put him inside sometime, stand him up and let him blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Let him jam the tight end up, here and there.
Yeah.
Because the secondary is gonna need help with that, including the linebacker. If the linebacker got trailed the tight end, they're gonna
Yeah.
need help. You know what I mean?
Eh,
So even if he chip the tight end to get in the passing lane, up the seams and stuff like that, that'll help too.
yeah.
Because
So go ahead. Go ahead.
no, because I just think that they need to just use him more versatile instead of just having him bull rush the pass all the time. I think you need to move him around on the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you have him on the left side, sometimes you have him on the right side,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have him doing stunts up the middle. You know, all of that. So
Yeah, I think that would be good because I was thinking, like, since he's coming back from ACL injury, not to put him directly back at defensive end, kind of like move him as a stunt, like a hybrid linebacker, inside out, along with Jamin Davis and Holcomb back there, and like you said, move him around a lot more, and so player other teams can't get a grasp for him. I think that will help out a whole lot because if
Yeah.
because I think it will help out a whole lot. I think if especially if he play this week and Bada plays good, because Bada has been playing well at the defensive tackle, and all you got to do is just plug Chase in where um on Chase anywhere you could plug him anywhere on the line or around that the linebacker spot, and then you really have make teams think about, because especially if like the defense yesterday the defense only used a 4-man rush, something that um they should have been doing a whole lot of because of what they have at the front. Now, the main thing about it is that once Chase come back, how you gonna use him and Abada in effectively? You know what I'm saying? Because since Abada, like I said, Abada has been playing good. You probably will want Chase to go in, have a couple of snaps here and there to get him acclimated to gain speed. And I think this Indianapolis game will be good for Chase Young.
You saying what about the Indianapolis game?
I said I think this Indianapolis game will be a good game for Chase Young to come back.
Nah, 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 nah. No, I think that's too much. I think that honestly, that he needs to practice at least 2 weeks and get in
Yeah,
game shape, because this is how you get hurt again. He needs to practice 2 weeks, get in game shape, and then they put him out there the next week. Because I think
yeah,
the next week is Vikings.
yeah. We
So
play the
yeah,
Vikings. Yeah, and
yeah.
and just to your point, because Ron Rivera said that Chase is more likely to return to practice Wednesday, but unlikely to play against the Colts. So once you get him like 2 weeks of good practice, and I said that if they started the clock, I said it would be about 2 weeks. I gave it to the Philly game when we play Philly again, but if he play against the Vikings, then that'd be good, because I think we still good enough to beat the Vikings without him right now. I mean, not the Vikings, but Indianapolis without him. But having him go against the Vikings will be crucial, because then we could still use that 4-man rush. We could clog the gaps and everything like that. It's gonna be very interesting to see how Jack Del Rio use Chase Young coming back in another week or so. It's gonna be very interesting to see how they use him.
Yeah, I think so too. He just got to make sure he stick to the game plan as far as like how he want to use
Mm-hmm.
him and everybody else, because I'm quite sure he's gonna be on a limited snap count when he do come back. So I
Yeah.
think if you get him, if you did want to play him this weekend, which maybe 10 snaps at the most,
Yeah.
that that maybe, but they not gonna do that. They gonna put him
No.
out there when when he at least 80%. He can do 70 to 80% of the snaps. So
And I think that like Ron Rivera, because somebody asked Ron Rivera that um is there going to be a quarterback controversy, and he said no. He said we just going to focus on game to game, and he said if it comes to that, then we'll handle it then. So most likely, Ron Rivera knows that
yeah.
he's probably most likely going to um expect Heineke to continue to play well down the stretch.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
all right.
yeah, so it's kind of interesting because like all we was in the market for a quarterback in the off season. Ron Rivera made that known,
Yeah.
but I think we should have just rolled with Heineke from the beginning and just drafted a quarterback, and then it got a veteran just to back up Heineke just in case if he didn't play well. And then and because you could have used that 28 million that you paid Carson Wentz, you could have used that in other positions or getting a free agent to address some other needs that the team needed.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you what I think about Hal too. You know, what I think we need to do with that. I think they need to bring somebody from the North
mm-hmm,
Carolina staff and bring them up here as like an
mm-hmm,
offensive assistant to help develop Hal for the pro
mm-hmm,
level. Not help him develop for the pro level, but somebody that knows him, somebody that coached him, so they can be
mm-hmm.
like, all right, you know what I mean? Like this is what he's good at, and then they try to put that into the offense. But I don't want him to learn under Scott Turner.
Yeah, yeah,
I want us to have a whole different, a totally different coach.
yeah.
So
I agree. I agree with that because Scott and this do we? This is a question I've been asking and I haven't researched to find out. Do we have a quarterback coach?
yeah, we got a quarterback coach. I can't think of the guy's name, but yeah, we got one.
Well, I think I think I guess somehow I mean it don't seem like it because I don't never hear his name. I think we could use like you say could use somebody to help develop him a little bit more, get him more acclimated and stuff like that. Because I think
Hmm.
regardless of what happened with Heineke or Carson Wentz going down for the rest of the season, I still believe that um I still believe that Sam Howell should be that quarterback of the future. And if Ron Rivera is going to be that coach, he's going to have to he's going to have to get Scott Turner to be more innovative, be have better plays or whatever the case may be. If Scott Turner can't do that, then he needs to move on from Scott Turner and get a young offensive coordinator that's really really great of exploiting talent because
Yeah,
Washington on the offensive end, man, Washington got too much talent for we to be too damn basic sometimes.
yeah,
And I think
I
and I
agree.
think I think we be too basic on stuff because it's like Scott Turner don't want to push the needle. We have a great rhythm, and then he kills it. I think yesterday was the first time that Scott Turner, he kept, we got down and then we just kept being aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need somebody. Um, at least Del Rio needs somebody young to help him out with the defense too.
Mm-hmm.
A young
Uh,
fresh mind. Huh?
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. I definitely
So
agree. Because if they
yeah,
if because I think if Scott Turner had like assistant offensive coordinator under him that could help him be more innovative, I think his eyes will be a little bit more open to to expand plays a little bit and understand what's going on around the league. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at Buffalo and you look at Kansas City, man, these teams they weaponize all over the field. They get the ball all over the place to their running backs, and that's what we need. And I understand that our offensive line has been banged up, but still, like Terry said, we still sometimes we still leave plays on the field that we shouldn't leave. Now we got the penalty for the first time in the benefit of our doubt at home, so that was a great thing to see. But it could have went other ways because, especially when Heineke threw that interception, that and they got ran back for a touchdown. That could have demoralized the team, but they fought through it. And I think that if that was Carson Wentz, this team wouldn't have fought back from that. The Packers probably would have won.
I agree. I agree. But we'd have been playing from behind the whole game.
Exactly.
But But you know what? But nah, you know what? Rodgers ain't himself right now, man. He not, So I wouldn't be surprised if we still won with Wentz because, like I said, he
But as he was saying, he was thinking that we could still win with Wentz. But the thing about it is, I think Wentz would have got sacked a lot. He wouldn't have did what Heineke done. You know.
and you end up getting the best of them because you played them at a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
We played them at the right time. Brady and
Yeah.
them, I only remember the context of what it was, but we played them at the right time, and that's why we beat them. Played
Yeah.
them at the right time,
And the
and
thing
we
about.
kind of knew what they was going to do from the playoff game too the year before. So we knew,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And
we already kind of knew
and
how they was going to attack us.
me personally, I think the defense played very, very well until towards the end of the fourth quarter when we gave up 3 penalties that kept the drive alive for them. That roughing the penalty and that interception. And I swear to you, not we gotta fix William. I mean Kendall Fuller, man. We have to fix this dude because either you're gonna have to move him and put Percy Butler over there or somebody because it don't matter what point of the game is when soon as um Aaron Rodgers them needed a touchdown, what side they went on? They went on Kendall Fuller's side, or wheel route to the running back, and it's always Kendall Fuller. It was him and William Jackson. Now that William Jackson's bench and St. Jude has took his spot. Now St. Jude had 1 penalty yesterday, so that was good. It didn't cost us anything, but William Fuller, Kendall Fuller continue to cost us because technically, without the interception and that touchdown, Green Bay wouldn't have scored nothing but 7 points. That's how well our defense was playing. Heineke was a little erratic a little bit in the first half because I guess he was trying to, do a lot more, and they were trying to bring pressure to rally him. But as you see, as he got settled down, he started making decent. He was making decent plays. So that's what I say. I think the defense will start if they continue to start playing a little bit disciplined and clean up some stuff. We already a good defense. We lead the NFL in quarterback pressure. So therefore, there's no reason why we should never we should shoot ourselves in the foot. That's how you lose games. Because you continue to give up. You can give up big plays. So I mean they gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Kendall Fuller because he continued to cost us.
Stop, Willow. Stop.
So he continues to continues to cost us, and I think him and William Jackson. I'm glad William Jackson's bench. He's hurt, but I don't see him playing. I hope we could trade Fuller. I hope we could trade Jackson for another player, a cornerback level that could probably take Kendall Fuller's spot. That would be awesome. And Lau St. June, and let Cam Curl and Forrest play out there. Wild Goose, he has some bad games in the beginning, but he has played a little bit decent here late, and they just got to tackle better. So that's my gripe about them right now. I don't have too much to gripe about the defense from yesterday. Stop getting penalties because if we didn't get 3 penalties towards the end of the game, we would only have 4 penalties for the game. Something that we was getting plagued for the last couple of games. Is penalties. So we got to continue to work on cleaning up the penalties in that game. So, But unless that, I mean, it was a great win, a great team win. The way they stuck together, through the adversity because they was down, they fought back, took the lead, kept the lead, never relinquished the lead at all. Made Aaron Rodgers do change their game plan, made them fight from behind, and that's what you got to do with some of these, teams like Tampa, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all of them. You got to make these guys when you get the lead on them, you got to make them fight and continue to put points on the board. And if Joey slided and missed that field goal, we would have had an extra 3 points. That would have made it 26, and then it would have made it. Green Bay definitely would have had to they would have to beat us with a touchdown, um not a not with a field goal or whatever the case might be. So, but like I said, I do like what we doing on that front. Uh, we have, we should have won the Tennessee game. That would have gave us 3 wins right there, 3 straight wins. Then that would have put us we would have been at 4-3 and no, let me see, we 3-4 right now. We won the Tennessee. Yeah, we'd have been 4-3 instead of 3-4. So hey, it's but I mean, for the most of everything that has gone right, it's about time that we start to figure out, because a lot of teams right now, if you look at them in the NFC East, you got Dallas winning, Giants still winning, Philly was off. We needed that win. So therefore, if you look at our combined record, we had the best winning percentage in the NFL right now as a division. So mostly that contributes to what we have been doing for the last few weeks. And it may be a blessing in disguise that that Carson Wentz got hurt for Taylor Heineke to come in there. The players like Heineke because he has passion and fire that you rarely see in sports. You know what I'm saying? Is he the long-term answer? No, he's not. But for what he could do for this team with weapons around, he's not afraid to run out the pocket. He tried to get the ball because he's so short. And when he has to look, he can't look over as normal like somebody like a Carson Wentz. But if you move him around out the pocket and let him make these make throws, and if the offensive line could hold up just long enough that he could get the throws downfield, then that will be something special, because then you don't have to worry about it so much. Now, speaking on everything, Taylor Heineke earned $125,000 bonus for Commanders win over the Packers. His contract includes club win bonuses when he plays 60% of the team snaps. So that was a good thing for him that he played 60%. Now, if they win and he plays another 60%, he gets more. He gets more money. So that's good for him. A good look for him to come in there and make some more money for himself. This team, like I said, this team was down 14-3. And they came back and beat Aaron Rodgers. They scored before the half a touchdown that was to J.D. McKissick. That made it 14-10. Then they came out, threw up a touchdown pass to Terry. That made it 17-14. Washington never lost the lead. They tacked on a field goal that made it 20. They tacked on another field goal that made it 23. Then Green Bay scored a touchdown and made it 21. And then, but we shouldn't have gave that up. So with all of that being said, Washington, maybe this is what they needed. Maybe they need a signature win to make things look a little bit better for them.
Yeah, I mean, One game at a time, man.
Yeah, I agree. One game at a time. I think, like I said, I think this win could help propel them, as because if does Jahan Dotson and De'Ami Brown comes back, it's and the way Sam Howell, I mean not Sam Howell, but way Heineke can move out the
Drafted,
pocket,
huh?
the way Heineke can move out the pocket, it's going to make this offense very dynamic, and especially if we start off with the run. The way we run the ball yesterday, we had almost 200 yards rushing yesterday. So
Mhm.
that's another great look. And now, if you look at it, Brian Robinson has been getting, he's been getting stronger and stronger each game. You and him and McKissick, they had their plays. They come in. Brian Robinson wears the line down. McKissick, he splits them up, gain them big yards. Then you got JD McKissick coming in for them short yardage and stuff. And I like the way they incorporate the fullback, also the fullback that they picked up into the game as an extra blocker. So that maybe they seen some stuff that they trying to figure out a little bit, but it's going to take game by game because now with the schedule, we do got the Vikings, then we got the Colts, then we got the Vikings, then we got the Eagles again, then we got the Texas, Falcons, and Giants. Now, if we say we beat the Colts and we beat the Vikings, and whether we win or lose to Philly, we still have a good record because then we play the Texans, Falcons, and Giants, which the Giants is going to be a tough game between us. And then we have a bye, then we play the Giants again. The 49ers is going to be a tough game against us. The Browns, we don't know. And then Cowboys last. So we technically got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With Sunday's game, we got 10 games left. 10 games left in the season. And a lot of football to play, and a lot of things can happen from that time. So who knows what may happen? We on a 2-game winning streak, which was good. We should have, like I said, we should have beat the Titans. That could have gave us a win. We should have beat the Lions. Um, we came back and beat the Jaguars. We should have beat the Lions. So I mean, I think it's a good thing that Heineke came. I know some people gonna say, well, we should have played Sam Howell. Let's see what he could do. But there's a lot. You got 10 games left. There's a lot of football. A lot of things can happen. We win the games and get. Who knows what can happen. We could probably get one of the wild cards, but we just gotta continue to play great football like we've been doing. If we continue to play great football the way we've been doing, there's no reason why we shouldn't be be up there. Especially you got the likes of Green Bay playing bad. You got the Rams playing bad. You got Tampa Bay playing bad. The Falcons just lost. No, the Falcons. I think they won. No, they won. Yeah, I think the Falcons won yesterday. So I think the Falcons won yesterday. Let me double check this. Um, hmm, let's see. Uh, yeah, no, the Falcons lost. So hey, the Falcons lost. So that's to me, like I said, anything can happen. I'm not saying that Taylor Heineke is going to run off like 8 straight wins, but who knows? He ran off 4 straight wins last year. He definitely can get on a winning streak. And I think the team is going to respond well with him. I think they're going to play hard for him on offense. I think the defense is going to continue to be a dominant force um, right now. And for what I have seen statistically, they doing great things. Um, uh, I'm about to look at some team stats right now. Um, right now in offense turnovers, Washington's down there because they don't get a lot of turnovers from teams. Um, they're not good on special team. On defense, Washington is they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They 13th overall in defense. Washington's 13th overall in defense. Um, they've given up a total per game 335 yards a game. A total of passing. Teams only averaging probably 217 against them. Rushing, they only given up so far 828, so that's good. They really good of stopping the run. Points, they only given up 156 so far. So that's a good thing. So that's really good for them to, really position themselves in the ways that they need to. Um, right now, J.D. McKissic is the leading. J.D. McKissic is the leading rusher for the team with 273 yards rushing. Terry McLaurin leads the team in receiving with 444. 440. Cole Holcomb leads the team in sacks with not with sacks, but tackles with 69. Um, and Jonathan Allen leads the team with interceptions. Um, Still, Jahan Dawson still leads the team in 4 touchdowns. Um, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and De'Ami Brown, they both got 2 together. So, like I said, Curtis Samuel, he's second behind Terry McLaurin in receiving yardage with 340. Jahan Dotson, he would have been the leading scorer for the team, leading yards if he didn't get hurt. So he's got 152. So he will probably inch up there. Antonio Gibson lead all running backs right now with 170. Him, J.D. McKissic is second behind him with 159. So that's something to be good about. Brian Robinson is second to Antonio Gibson in rushing with 155, but he's probably going to gain more than that as the season go on. Sacks, Montez Sweat, Jamin Davis, Jonathan Allen, Abada, they all have 3. I think Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne lead the team with 3.5. So everybody else got 3 so far. And that gives us a total of 19 sacks on the season. That's not bad. A team total defense, 19 sacks is within 7 games? That's not bad. And if they get more, it could really bode well for them. So like I said, Cole Holcomb leads the team with 69 tackles. Forrest leads, he's second with 35. Jamin Davis has 33 tackles. Cam Curl with 29 so far. So yeah, they definitely the defense definitely has stepped up a whole lot from what they played the beginning of the season, and they definitely gonna get better as the season progresses. So my thing is that Washington, only thing Washington got to do is continue to grow, continue to trust each other. And if they continue to trust each other and play good sound football, I don't see no reason why that Washington sneak up there as um in one of the playoff spots. And I even looked at I even looked I even looked at the I even looked at the standings for all the teams, and I was like, when I went to the playoffs, right now the Rams off. Um, Washington sits at 11 right now because they tie with Green Bay, the Falcons, and San Francisco with 3 and 4. The Rams holds the seventh spot of the playoffs with 3 and 3. So right right now, because they have a better division record than Washington, that's why Washington is not up there. So just think about it. You have right now Philly, Dallas, and the Giants holding the playoff spots. Dallas and Giants has the 2 wild card spots. If Washington was to go on a run, and the Raiders, 49ers, and Falcons and Green Bay continue to lose, and Washington moves up, they could easily get that last wild card spot. How fitting would be to have four NFC East teams make the playoff? Anything is possible, but I'm optimistic that me personally, I'm optimistic, hopeful that Washington could make the playoffs, but it's a long road because we dug ourselves a ditch. Now, right now, if we had a winning record, we would have been in the seventh spot automatically. So these are it's just some of the things that just need to continue to be addressed. Going into the Indianapolis game this weekend, Frank Wright, I mean, they had just as much quarterbacks than we had. They had Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, and Sam Ehlinger. Now, Sam Ehlinger is going to start this weekend for the Colts, where they bench Matt Ryan. They say, quote unquote, Matt Ryan's injured, but I think his poor play has warranted that. But
hey, can I interrupt you with the Matt Ryan thing for a second?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, hold on. Somebody was saying that we should trade Carson Wentz back to the Colts, but I don't think that'll work. But I was thinking, like, shit, if they accepted that, I would like for us to get Matt Ryan to mentor Howell. I definitely wouldn't mind him mentoring. Huh?
I don't think that'll work.
You say no to that?
No, I don't think Jim Irsay will trade back for Carson Wentz because he don't like Carson Wentz.
Right.
He definitely don't like Daniel Snyder. So that that would never ever happen. Especially since Jim Irsay is advocating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Since Jim Irsay is advocating for Daniel Snyder to be out there. Yeah,
it was a joke. It was a joke, but I was like, if they could do that, I said, man, I would try to get Matt Ryan. You know what I mean? It was a joke, but I was like, if they could do it, I would try to get Matt Ryan and see if he can mentor Howell. We need something. We need somebody. If you can't get one of his coaches from UNC to want to join the staff or whatever to help out and assist with developing him, I think we need a real veteran quarterback presence on the team to really help him out. Because if not, it's gonna be the same way. Same way with Chase Young. When Chase Young had Ryan Kerrigan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luckily now Kerrigan is on his coaching staff, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? And it won't be long. It won't be long until he's defensive line coach or defensive coordinator. It won't be long.
You know, it won't be long.
Not be long at all.
And so, this is why I think I really don't think they're gonna get rid of Deron Payne. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they will pay Deron Payne, keep that whole defensive front intact. And then you know that Fedarius Mathis will come back next year. So he's been injured. So it's gonna be a while before he come back. A couple games next year. He got injured. So
What? Well, they're gonna have to make a choice between pain and sweat. They're not gonna pay. They're not gonna be able to pay both of them.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
if we was to make the decision on pain, I wouldn't be surprised if like our first pick or our second pick in the draft be a defensive end
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
replace sweat.
I think that because the thing about it, if you keep Sweat, you still gonna have Chase Young, and if you don't bring Payne back, then
Mhm.
you got Federa Mathis there, but it's gonna be the same thing because he won't play. He won't. It's gonna take about 7 games before he could come back. You know what I'm saying, to get healthy. So you're
Yeah,
gonna have to.
that's true.
You definitely gonna have to replace something. Because you're gonna have to draft a defensive tackle just to replace Federa Mathis until he get healthy. If you decide to let Payne go, but if you sign Payne
Yeah,
and let Sweat go, then you sign another. You sign one of the young defensive tackles. I mean defensive ends in the draft and draft that spot immediately, and then you see where it go from there. Because one of the two you're gonna have to keep because you already gonna have Chase there. You know what I'm saying? Have a year under his belt next year going into, being fully healthy. But if you feel like you can't trust um, Chase to be healthy going forward, then keep Montez Sweat there, and then let Deron Payne go, or try to get something for him, and then just draft another guy for depth, and then let Federa Mathis move into that spot. Because if you notice in the beginning of the season, when before Federa Mathis got hurt, he got an echo. I don't know if you can hear me, but before Federa Mathis got hurt, the defensive front was stuffing the run really, really well. They was clogging up everything in there. And then as he got hurt, then it was kind of hard. But I think he's going to come back a little bit better. Like I said, it's going to take him a long time, because it's going to take about 7 games, just like Chase did, But the thing about him, he could probably come back later on, a little bit earlier than Chase because he got hurt at the beginning of the season, so that his road to recovery will be a little bit more greater than Chase will be. So it's something to see. Now, this funny. I had to read this because Mark Masick of Twitter said the biggest quarterback moves in the offseason involved the trades of Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan, and Carson Wentz and Baker Mayfield. It's not exactly working out as well so far in any of those cases. And that's funny for them to say that because Washington was linked to almost all of these all of these quarterbacks. And just think, Deshaun Watson situation, he hasn't touched the field yet because he got suspended. That would have put us in a hole if we went after him. Russell Wilson looks like a shell of himself in Denver right now, and he didn't even play last night. He's hurt. Matt Ryan just got benched because he's quote unquote injured or he's not even playing well. Carson Wentz just got injured, which he has a long list of history of being injured. He didn't pan out well last year again. With the Colts. Because in the beginning of the season, remember in training camp, he had that foot issue. Baker Mayfield got traded from the Browns, hasn't panned out well. He hasn't panned out well. So therefore, the only one we settled for was Carson Wentz. But just imagine if we had went for any other. What's up, TJ? Salute to you, bro. Yes, sir. You got your wish. Yes, you did. They benched Matt Ryan, man. Sometimes, man, I think these teams just get desperate for quarterbacks. Like me personally, Washington shouldn't have got Carson Wentz, and definitely, y'all, the coach should have just drafted a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Whoever. Um, and like I say, like I was talking to somebody last night, Carolina still has Matt Corral there. They be foolish not to see what Matt Corral can do going into next year, even though he got injured. So, but if they oh yeah, Matt Ryan, he will turn the ball over, man. I'm telling you, he will turn the ball over. It's I can name three quarterbacks right now that turn the ball over. Four. To, um Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, and Kirk Cousins. They are a turnover machine. Even honestly, I'm gonna add Dak Prescott in it. Dak Prescott will turn the ball over. He will definitely turn the ball over if you put pressure on him. So there's a lot of about five quarterbacks I just named that turn the ball over. But thank goodness we didn't settle for anybody else because it don't really make sense. Um, so um I think right now y'all giving that guy like and it's funny, look at the Patriots. The Patriots drafted 2 years ago they drafted um they drafted um Matt what's the dude name? Matt Jones. They drafted Matt Jones. And then this year they drafted um Zach Zappy. And which I think Zappy performed pretty well. But the thing about it is, guess what? Guess what Bill Belichick could do? If he thinks Zappy is that guy, and he's not really convinced about Matt Jones, then guess what? He could trade one of them and get a good pick for them because somebody's gonna need a quarterback. So he drafted two quarterbacks with potential because they all both play very well. Now he could say, guess what? I got a quarterback that I could trade for to get stock from. You build a stock up, trade them off for draft picks, and now you adding more depth to your team. Because he did that, he did that with Tom Brady. Everybody said, well, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick took a chance on him. You didn't know what he was going to get from him at all, but he didn't expect for Drew Bledsoe to get hurt either. But guess what? 20 years later, guess what? Six Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's just Bill Belichick, he might have his flaws here and there, moments and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, he definitely oh yeah, Colts versus Commanders will definitely be a good game. Um I don't know, man. We might need a stream that day. Me and you might just need to link up and stream that day and just chop it up through the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Because I think now that y'all got a replacement quarterback, we got a replacement quarterback. It's gonna be pretty fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't watched y'all too much this year. To see what y'all got working up there. So yeah, what I do, TJ, I'll set it up by the middle of the week, and just drop your email in the chat, and I'll email you the link, and then we could just chime in and just talk through the whole game and everything like that. So that'll be dope. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think now, the guy that I had on earlier, his name Jerome, but they call him Jay. He was saying that Sam Howell needs a mentor, and he was talking about Matt Ryan, but I don't. I think, to me, there's a lot of young college coaches there you could pluck out. You could probably, I'm sure Ron Rivera got some, he could talk to Mac Brown, or have somebody develop there, or whatever the case may be. Um, but I think
That's
it's gonna be
exactly what I
it's
would do. That's exactly what I would
uh
do. Get contact Mac Brown.
yeah. So, but if I'm to be honest with you, I think if Heineke does play well for the rest of the season, despite our records, I I will go back into next season with him and let Sam Howell sit out one more year and continue to fill depth where we need, because we definitely need linebacker and we definitely need cornerback. If we could fill on two needs and plug in, whatever we do from the Montez Sweat or the Deron Payne situation, fill that need. If we fill these needs in there, and if we do make a good trade and get something back for William Jackson, that would be a plus also. And plus, we definitely will. If we could trade Fuller, I'll be happy with that, because I think we got young guys back there that we could plug in Fuller's spot and just ride out the rest of the season, because the way our defense will be playing, because we rushed 4 yesterday and we dropped 7 back in coverage. So if you trusting your defensive front to continue to put pressure on the quarterback and you allowing your back end to play freely, there's no. And one of the other problems at cornerback is Fuller. Why continue to play him? You know what I'm saying? Because he's a liability. Yeah, he might have his moments here and there, but still, he definitely is not helping you, because teams go at him all the time. The same thing in the Tennessee game. He gave up a touchdown for Tennessee. Yesterday again, he gave up another touchdown for Green Bay. That could have been tragic if we didn't stop him, because teams scout us and they know who's the weak link on that field. So I think, me personally, you let Cam Curl, you let Forrest, you let St. Jude, you either switch out Butler or Wild Goose or whoever over there, or Jeremy Reeves, put them on that corner and move Fuller into the a nickel spot, because he hurts us. He hurts us a lot when we least expect it. And I don't like when he's back there. I don't know why him and William Jackson just have gotten sorry all of a sudden and can't even make good defensive plays. If he ain't giving up a touchdown, he's giving up a penalty.
So what I would do with that, because how they use Fuller in Kansas City, they use Fuller all over the place. They use him in the slot. They had him at safety. That's how I would use Fuller. He would be, it would be times where we would go 5 DBs, and Fuller would be one of them. Especially against good passing teams, shut the pass completely down.
Yeah.
Shut the pass completely down, especially against teams, like I said, that has weapons all over the place on their offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, I would probably, we could probably at least get a third or a fourth for William Jackson. I would get that ASAP.
Yeah.
I would try to get that ASAP, but somebody got to be willing to eat that contract. And to be honest, I will make a decision on Sweat or Payne right now during the season, while they have tremendous value.
Yeah. Because you could probably get a first for Sweat, or first or second for Sweat.
I think you get a second for both of them. I think you get at least a second for both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we can go into next year's draft with two second round picks and maybe an additional third, maybe 2 seconds and 2/3, or maybe like a top 20 pick or a top 15 pick.
Yeah.
That's looking good for the draft.
Yeah.
That's looking real good for the draft, because then with a top 15 pick, you can get one of the top corners coming out in the draft.
Yeah.
And that will honestly be my first pick. I'm not getting linebacker. I'm probably gonna go corner. We need a bona fide shutdown corner. We haven't had one since John Springs. And then before that, it was Chance. So we need that again. We need a bona fide shutdown cornerback. Somebody that can literally lock down that side of the field. You're not throwing over there, or you're not running over there. We need a dog over there. Somebody like a Ramsey or something like that.
Exactly, because if you get that shutdown corner in next year's draft, and you already got St. Jude playing well on the other side, and
Oh
then
yeah.
you got Cam Curl and Forrest in the back right there. Oh,
Yep.
you're second there, and then all thing you got to do is mix in Percy Butler, I'm about to say Mongoose, Wild Goose. Oh
Yeah,
man,
Mongoose. Got it right,
yeah,
Mongoose.
yeah. Mix them in there, and then in the second round you could get your linebacker, you could get your other defensive end or
Yep.
defensive tackle, whatever the case might be. Boom, you solidify. Then all you got to do through the rest of the draft, start adding depth because you got a lot of
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad with an offensive lineman or a corner with the first pick in the draft next year.
Yeah, because we definitely got to address the offensive line situation too. So I
Yeah.
think either or will be the first pick because you gonna be tempted. That's why I was mad that they did not try to be aggressive enough to pick what's the boy name? Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. If they had got Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, you could have easily moved Cam Curl to the other corner spot and let Kyle Hamilton be that safety back there with him, or him and Cam Curl, or move Forrest to the corner, or whatever the case may be, and then move Fuller to the nickel spot and roam him all over the place. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, but they definitely gonna have to address this now more than ever because that defense is still one of the top 10 defenses in the league, and they just got to address it and make sure and then you got to add depth on top of that, and then you got to solidify that offensive line. If they get the offensive line and the safety and the linebacker and the cornerback position right in the draft, we definitely will go into next season really in a good position.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I definitely agree, man.
but um, but as we, like I said, time, the hour go by fast. But hey, I appreciate you coming on when you did. You know what I'm saying? I know you was trying to get on next week. So I had an intro for the show, but I guess I had to plug it in next week and everything like that. So I was running behind schedule a little bit. But I mean, but feel free anytime, man. Jump in, chop it up with me.
All right, sounds good.
All right. But until then, this is another edition of Watch the Commanders, the Aftermath. We head to Indianapolis, the Lucas Oil Stadium. So let's see if we can get 3 in a row. Until then, hail to the Commanders. We out.